And bada boom and bada bang. Yo, what is going on, guys? Lottery Stocks here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel if you're new. Today we have another AMC stock video. We're also going to be going over GameStop. AMC up 18% on the day, GameStop up about 7%, and AMC up about 1.5% in after hours, was up almost 3%, and may even continue to run. And the reason for that is because of a short squeeze, says Ortex, right? AMC closes out the day with an 18% gain, likely due to a short squeeze. Short interest is still 119.9 million. 23% of the free float short. Short sellers are nursing 264 million in losses for the day. Now, this is what we were going over in yesterday's video. Short interest is increasing. The short exempts were increasing, and it looks like shorts aren't just yet ready to give up, right? Or at least some. It looks like some are getting out, or we're just being played through another cycle. So if this sounds like something you're interested in, because that is what we're going to be going over today, where AMC is going to go next week. I think next week is one of the most important weeks we've had in a very long time, and we're going to get into that. All I ask you guys to do is smash the like on this video, consider subscribing, turning post notifications on, yada, yada, yada. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. But real quick, guys, before we do so, a quick sponsor, Moomoo. You can short on, you can trade options, you can trade stock. It's a phenomenal app, and if you want to, you can hit the link down below. You have to use the link if you want free stocks, and just deposit $1. Sign up and deposit $1. You'll get free stocks worth up to $3,500. Comparing them to Webull, you know, a lot of people didn't like Webull, and a lot of people didn't like what happened with Webull. Moomoo, on the other hand, guys, they're just super cool. I've talked to the people personally with the company, and it's just super sick. And also, if you want to do a trading challenge on there, it's good to do a fresh start. Obviously, you don't have to sign up yet, but I assume when I start from a clean slate and do a trading challenge from Moomoo, you know, you would be more so likely to want to be participating in that, so you could be early to the party. Okay, guys, now let's get into the video. I didn't want to waste your time too long. So we had this tweet from Ortex that we went over. There's one thing that I do like about each of the numbers we're looking at for Stonko Tracker. So 0 shares available to borrow still on GameStop. And short exempts, they're actually doubled on GameStop. This is pretty high for GameStop, so 32,000. This is for the 26th. This is what I didn't like. Remember, shorts are still stacking on, but it doesn't matter because they're kind of bleeding right now. Although on AMC, we talked about how they were stacking short exempts, and now it's significantly lower, okay, for the 26th. So it seems as if they're trying to, you know, bleed GameStop or bleed AMC less than the other, or more than the other, and vice versa. Okay, so it seems like they're trying to control it in a certain manner. As for, is this a cycle period or is this the squeeze? Yesterday we talked about, you know, if this breaks mid-16s, you're more likely to be able to see this thing start squeezing. This could be the next leg up, and there's reasoning behind that, just due to how the cycle is laid out. Now, if I take you over here, actually, let's hop over on these charts real quick. If I take you over here on the 5-minute chart, right, the reason for that is because if you take a look at the cycles, where the cycles play out, this peak that you see during the cycles never actually passes the before peaks. And what this is actually at is about 1550. So I wanted to give or take, you know, and be a little more conservative. Guys, obviously this video is going to be a little bit longer. It's the weekend. I want to cover everything before going into next week. But as you guys can see, where AMC peaked today, right, mid-14s, it didn't really break any significant levels that I saw, except for one, right? What it did was break this overall downtrend, this big downtrend trend line that you saw break over only once, twice right here, and you're seeing it a third time. Okay, so for AMC, I don't want to say this is, you know, the 4-touch pattern where AMC is about to break out and explode and give everyone's false hopes, but what I can say is over here on the 30-minute, you know, this is looking pretty beautiful, okay, and we're in a tough spot because this is a cycle you have here, right? And it's matching very well, right? They're never identical, but it's matching very well. But this is the run-up that happened back in May. And this is also lining up extremely well, you know, with with the way AMC is trading, which is scary. So come Monday, come next week, this is one of the biggest weeks I think we'll have to focus on. And also, the gains that have been happening on AMC and other stocks are absolutely nuts in the free Discord. I'm going to pop them up at the end of this video, so shout out to you guys for going absolutely ham in there. But for next week, guys, it's going to be an insanely decisive week. I wanted to break mid-16s so we can get over this, this little patchy area that we have for quite a while. A bit of resistance there. I wanted to break over that so you could see some confirmation, and we didn't quite get it. But come next week, how do you know this is the squeeze? Personally, real quick, the difference between AMC and GameStop is I think AMC is going to, if it's going to have its run next week, it's really going to have its run, and GameStop is probably going to sit back and relax for about a week or so. And GameStop, I do think, personally, just based off of the chart setup, is going to start its week on June 6th, okay? It's going to start running on June 6th. And by that time, AMC will already have, if this chart setup is, in fact identical, have ran up to 34. Now, what's going to happen is, if you do see this thing run next week and it comes up to this $34 level, which is where it's drawn out to hit, it's going to spook people out a lot because we just got smacked there the other day. And I think this is a spot short sellers are going to take advantage of. And a lot of people are going to be taking profits when they see the rejection there. And you may see a harsher sell-off. Now, prepping that early, you want to see a bounce off of this overall trend line at around 25 bucks or 25.50, right? Before market close, so that people aren't scared off into the weekend. But even if that does happen, I think GameStop is going to take the trail next week. So for AMC, guys, I'm sorry I'm making this a lot longer than anticipated, but with AMC, this cycle, the way it played out so far, is very dangerous. If short sellers do trap us here, this is going to be a long fight for retail. Next week is going to say it all. It really is. I think you're here to watch. You're here for the game. Next week, you're going to have an insane run, or you're going to come back down to $10.40, $10.30. You really are, and that's the facts of it. I'm personally rooting for the Apes on an early run and a nasty increase. As for percentage increase and what we would be looking at for next week, just based off of where we're at and where we're trading. Remember, guys, this is all based off of technical analysis. What you could see next week is a gain of at least 40% over the week. Give or take 40 to 50 between that zone. And it also could go higher, right? But this is just my prediction. I'm just some guy, not financial advice. If anybody's looking to get into calls, I would say this fib that we have drawn out, a break over 35 bucks would be a good confirmation to potentially load up on calls. Again, not financial advice. And if you want a double confirmation, you want to see that break over 40 bucks. Now, real quick, I wanted to go over GameStop because GameStop is pretty interesting. We called it out yesterday. GameStop is going to be a bit more sideways for a little longer while AMC has its little move here. That's why I think GameStop is going to start its move on the week of June 6th. And this is all based off of, the previous run-up. This is where I think we're at. This white circle right here, right? What you see back here is where I think GameStop is potentially at. Now, if you zoom in here, what you can see is this trade sideways for about a week or so. And I personally think you're either here in the cycle again with AMC and GameStop, right? Because the cycles we have are drawn out down here. Now, if this plays out, you're going to see sell-off next week, of course, with AMC, and it's going to come back down to here. Now, what's the worst-case scenario? What's the worst that can happen? The worst that can happen is you actually get drawn out into cycles, and they're dropping you between 30 and 50% for both on AMC and GameStop. With that being said, another 30 to 50% drop would be taking GameStop into, right under the $70 zone, which would be scary dangerous. And I don't even want to go over AMC numbers because it's around $5, and I know it's just going to spook people. I personally think that's less likely to happen, and even if it does happen, everybody's buying at a cheaper price. And Adam Aaron is hopefully, he stated he's going to pounce when the time is right. So guys, overall, you cannot complain for an 18% day on AMC and a 7% day on GameStop going into the weekend. We never have a Green Friday, let alone high percentage like that. So guys, get ready. I think honestly our time is coming. And if you wanted to, if you want to stick around for the video still, I wanted to go over a couple more things just to, anticipate you for Monday. Now, we went over a good amount already. We went over cycles in another video. I wanted to, for anyone who hasn't seen it, put the fib time zone up here, and I wanted to set it up so you guys can get an idea of where I think, why another reason why I think the next run could happen. Now, this fib time zone timed this run up, a few days late. This one a few days late as well, and this one again, which is going to be about a week late if you see this run up, a week or two late. But the difference is, now if you set up, the difference is good, right? Because if you set up cycle lines from where we have these cycles laid out, you're going to see that, AMC has gone through, on the bigger perspective, this has gone through 3 cycle periods rather than, this being one. So if I drawn this out, right, if I took the bar patterns for here and drawn this out right here to keep it extremely simple, guys, let's drop this over, right, and let's grab another one. Okay, so AMC has gone through just about a full 3 cycles coming into here, not talking the little break phases that we had. And right where it's lining up is this fib time zone level. Okay, so with that being said, this can be, X amount of days late. It can be a few weeks late because the cycles are delayed. So guys, for every piece of information you're taking in, I want you to be happy with it. I hope you are, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm pumped, I'm jacked up, and I'm ready to go. I think AMC is ready, finally primed to have its run. Another thing I wanted to bring up before the video's over is volume increasing. You went from 53 to 71 to 88 million. The more you see that in the right direction, the tougher it's going to be on shorts, okay? This is a beautiful thing to see. It's absolutely nuts. And remember, make sure you have post notifications on because this thing can rip after hours, and I will be here. Overall, guys, that is all I got for you. Make sure to hit the link down below to download Moomoo and deposit your dollar in there. It'll help me out. It'll help you out ultimately because you get free cash over the weekend. I love you all, guys. That is pretty much it. There's a free Discord link down below with the best people, and shout out for their gains that are going to be shown right at the end of this video. Also, feel free to become a member down below where you can watch us live day trade pretty soon, get exclusive members-only videos, and more perks like that. Also, check out the merch store before AMC squeezes. Get your Gary Gensler sits on his ass hats and AMC 8 tees and whatever you want. Okay, the link is down below. I love you all, guys. Lottery Stocks out.